Hello everyone and welcome to the Writer's Vault. In this video we're going to be looking specifically at the dashboard area. Now the dashboard area is the first area you see when you log into the platform. It's always the default screen, and from here you can move on to whatever part of the vault you actually want to work on. In this video we're going to be using our tester, which is what we'll use for most of our demonstrations. For this example we've got an account created already with some dummy data in it so you can see how someone may use the platform. For this, we have already created a book or a project, and as a result you can see it's called The Eternity of Our Age. And in these videos we'll be showing you how someone may want to use the Writer's Vault to help them to do more and tighter work with the time that they have. As you can see in this video, we're running the darker theme, which is simply toggled by clicking the toggle theme button in the top right hand side. This then gives you the option of either the light or the dark theme options. It's a pretty cool feature. Mostly we tend to use the dark theme for writing at night because for us it seems to be slightly easier on the eye. However, whatever works for you, you can use the Writer's Vault your way. So, onto the dashboard. As mentioned, when you first log into the platform you're always greeted by the dashboard page itself, and from here you can then go into whatever part of the system you want to work on at the time. However, this is more than just a landing page, it's actually a very informative one. It shows you what projects, books, characters and other information you currently have stored within the Writer's Vault. First thing you can see is the page title. Now obviously on this one we're on the dashboard page, so that's pretty self-explanatory. Just to the right of all the titles you'll see a tooltip. It's quite common in software these days. A very simple little question mark, and if you click on that you'll see it opens up with a bit of help just to give you some kind of framework for what each page is and the types of actions you can do on that page. Just quickly on the right hand side now you can see the data tracker, which is this 5-point coloured bar that we've got. Now what this is used for, or this page is specific to the dashboard, and it just gives you a heads up view of what you've actually got stored within the platform. So in this one you can see we've got one project, and in that project it has 2 books. Making up those 2 books are 10 plot notes split between them. There are also 13 characters currently involved and 2 items, so it just gives you a very simple view of what's within the Writer's Vault at any one point in time, but you can also click on each of these coloured bars and they will open up the respective pages as well. So it's quite an easy thing to use and it takes you to where you need to go. So looking at the projects currently in the dashboard, you can see for this example we've currently got one in, which is called The Eternity of Our Age. That's the title of the book, it's also the title of the project as well. Under genre it's classed as a supernatural book, and then under concept there's a little bit of text about it as well. The idea of this, you can click the project bar, the green project bar at the top, and that will take you to the projects page, but all this is really is a little snapshot. Now if you're a heavier user of Writer's Vault, you can see just down here it currently shows 6 rows. You can click on that and that will open up more as well, so you can increase the view basically to suit your needs depending on the amount of data you've got stored in the system. Now moving down to the book section, you can see we've got our project in there, The Eternity of Our Age. Well, this is actually a series, so there's 2 books within this actual project. The first one is titled the same, The Eternity of Our Age, and you can see here we've got a second book called Weathering the Storm. They're both numbered in chronological order of release, but also you can see there's a very small snippet of the summary shown on the right hand side as well. Here you can see next to this we've got plot notes. Now these are actually key parts, important plot information that relates to a book. You can see they're all listed under projects, The Eternity of Our Age. There's a name and a bit of information about it, and then there's the content for it, but we'll cover more in this in the actual plot notes page. This is really just to give you a snapshot of what's currently stored in there. And one of the most important areas is the characters within Writer's Vault. Now on the dashboard view here you can see the character section. This is just really a little snapshot about what's stored in the character area, which will go into more depth in a separate video. However, you can see out of all the characters we've got stored here, they're all stored against the Eternity of Our Age. There are a number of characters with names against them. You can see they are featured or not, whether they're alive or dead. You can also see a bit of notes about them, but also you can see whether there's an image file stored against the character as well. But you'll also notice at the bottom of this it says page 1 of 3, and that's because there are a number of characters stored against it. So you can click the next button to move on to the next set of them, or you could just expand the drop down to show more rows. Entirely your choice, and as a result you can use the Writer's Vault whichever way suits you best. Lastly, you can see items, and again these are stored tied to the original project. They've got a title, so one of them is about a garden, the other one's about a camo coloured, you can't see it here, but walkie-talkie. They're also featured items because they're quite important to actually the story, but this is covered later on when we look at items. There's a brief description, but also you'll see chiefly here there is an image. So the option then is to click on the image, and obviously if we were to click on that image, you can see it then opens up an image of that item that we've actually stored within the system against it. This pretty much concludes our introductory look at the dashboard page in Writer's Vault. So as you can see, there's a lot of information there. It provides you a springboard into other areas of the site where you will do most of your work. So as ever, thank you very much for viewing this video. We hope you enjoy Writer's Vault, and if you've got any other questions or thoughts or anything like that, please, as ever, do let us know. Thanks very much.